We're at page 5 now, and last time we stopped at the sample sentences sections of the entry absent. And let's continue. So, the first sample sentence of absent. He has been absent from his desk for 2 weeks. He has been absent from his desk for 2 weeks. Evans was absent without leave from his Hong Kong-based regiment. Regiment. R-E-G-I-M-E-N-T. Regiment is a large group of soldiers that is commanded by a colonel or a large number of people. Evans was absent without leave from his Hong Kong-based regiment. The second meaning of absent, adjective. If someone appears absent, they are not paying attention because they are thinking about something else. Sample sentence, nothing, Rosie said in an absent way. Absently, adverb. Sample sentence, he nodded absently. The third meaning of absent, adjective. An absent parent does not live with his or her children. Sample sentence, absent fathers who fail to pay towards the cost of looking after their children. The fourth meaning of absent, preposition. If you say that absent one thing, another thing will happen, you mean that if the first thing does not happen, the second thing will happen. Formal, American. Sample sentence, absent a solution, people like Sue Godfrey will just keep on fighting. The next entry, absentee, A-B-S-E-N-T-E-E, absentee, absentee, absentees. The first meaning of absentee, countable noun. An absentee is a person who is expected to be in a particular place but who is not there. The second meaning of absentee, adjective. Absentee is used to describe someone who is not there to do a particular job in person. Sample sentence, absentee fathers will be forced to pay child maintenance. The third meaning of absentee, adjective. In elections in the United States, if you vote by absentee ballot or if you are an absentee voter, you vote in advance because you will be away. The next entry, absenteeism, A-B-S-E-N-T-E-E-I-S-M, absenteeism, uncountable noun. Absenteeism is a fact or habit of frequently being away from work or school, usually without a good reason. The next entry, absentia, A-B-S-E-N-T-I-A, absentia. In American pronunciation, you will say absentia, absentia. Phrase, if something is done to you in absentia, it is done to you when you are not present. Formal. He was tried in absentia and sentenced to 7 years in prison. The next entry, absent-minded, adjective. absent-minded, absent-minded. Someone who is absent-minded forgets things or does not pay attention to what they are doing, often because they are thinking about something else. Sample sentence, in his later life he became even more absent-minded. Absent-mindedly, adverb. Elizabeth absent-mindedly picked a thread from his lapel. Lapel, Lapel. Lapel, the lapels of a jacket or a coat are the two top parts at the front. They are folded back on each side and joined onto the collar. Let's see what's a lapel. Lapel. Like this, the front part of your jacket or your coat that is right below your collars. The two front parts that is folded to the side. The lapel. Two top parts at the front. Two top parts at the front that are folded back on each side and joined onto the collar. The two front part at the top. Let's continue. The next entry, absinthe, 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 uncountable noun. Absinthe is a very strong alcoholic drink that is green and tastes bitter. The next entry, absolute, 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 absolutes. The first meaning of absolute, adjective. Absolute means total and complete. Sample sentences. It is not really suited to absolute beginners. A sick person needs absolute confidence and trust in a doctor. The second meaning of absolute, adjective. You use absolute to emphasize something that you're saying. Emphasis. Sample sentences. About 12 inches wide is the absolute minimum you should consider. I think it's absolute nonsense. The third meaning of absolute, adjective. An absolute ruler has complete power and authority over his or her country. Sample sentence. He ruled with absolute power. The fourth meaning of absolute, adjective. Absolute is used to say that something is definite and will not change even if circumstances change. Sample sentence. They had given an absolute assurance that it would be kept secret. The fifth meaning of absolute, adjective. An amount that is expressed in absolute terms is expressed as a fixed amount, rather than referring to a variable factor such as what you earn or the effects of inflation. Sample sentence. In absolute terms, British wages remain low by European standards. The sixth sense, adjective. Absolute rules and principles are believed to be true, right, or relevant in all situations. Sample sentence. There are no absolute rules. The seventh sense, countable noun. An absolute is a rule or principle that is believed to be true, right, or relevant in all situations. Synonyms of absolute as an adjective. Complete. It shows a complete lack of understanding by management. Total. There was an almost total lack of management control. Sheer. SHEER. His music is sheer delight. Unalloyed. 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 An occasion of unalloyed joy. An occasion of unalloyed joy. The next entry, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. The first meaning of absolutely, adverb. Absolutely means totally and completely. Emphasis. Sample sentences. Jill is absolutely right. I absolutely refuse to get married. There's absolutely no difference. The second meaning of absolutely, adverb. Some people say absolutely as an emphatic way of saying yes or of agreeing with someone. They say absolutely not as an emphatic way of saying no or disagreeing with someone. Emphasis. It's worrying, isn't it? Absolutely. It's worrying, isn't it? Absolutely. Synonyms of absolutely as an adverb. Completely. 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 Dozens of flats had been completely destroyed. Totally. 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 Young people want something totally different from the old ways. Fully. 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 I don't fully agree with that. I don't fully agree with that. Wholly. 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 For urban areas, this approach was wholly inadequate. Utterly. 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 Such an allegation is utterly without foundation. The next entry, absolute majority. Absolute majority. Absolute majority. Absolute and majority is separated, are two separate words. Absolute majorities, countable noun. If a political party wins an absolute majority, they obtain more seats or votes than the total number of seats or votes gained by their opponents in an election. The next entry, absolute zero. Absolute zero. Uncountable noun. Absolute zero is a theoretical temperature that is thought to be the lowest possible temperature. The next entry, absolution. 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 Uncountable noun. If someone is given absolution, they are forgiven for something wrong that they have done. Formal. She felt as if his words has granted her absolution. The next entry, absolutism. 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 The first meaning of absolutism, uncountable noun. Absolutism is a political system in which one ruler or leader has complete power and authority over a country. For example, royal absolutism. Royal absolutism. The second meaning of absolutism, uncountable noun. You can refer to someone's beliefs as absolutism if they think that their beliefs are true, right, or relevant in all situations, especially if you think they're wrong to behave in this way. Once again, the second meaning of absolutism, uncountable noun. You can refer to someone's beliefs as absolutism if they think that their beliefs are true, right, or relevant in all situations, especially if you think they're wrong to behave in this way. Disapproval. Absolutist. Adjective. This absolutist belief is replaced by an appreciation that rules can vary. The next entry, absolve, 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 absolves, absolving, absolved. Verb, if a report or investigation absolves someone from blame or responsibility, it formally states that he or she is not guilty or is not to blame. It formally states that he or she is not guilty or is not to blame. When a report or investigation absolves someone from blame or responsibility. Sample sentences. A police investigation yesterday absolved the police of all blame in the incident. A police investigation yesterday. I need to practice pronouncing this word. Absolve. A police investigation yesterday absolved the police of all blame in the incident. The inquiry which absolved the soldiers. The inquiry which absolved the soldiers. The next entry, absorb, absorb, absorb. Absorbs, absorbing, absorbed. The first meaning of absorbed. If something absorbs a liquid, gas, or other substance, it soaks it up or takes it in. It soaks it up or takes it in. Sample sentence. Plants absorb carbon dioxide from the air and moisture from the soil. Plants absorb carbon dioxide from the air and moisture from the soil. Refined sugars are absorbed into the bloodstream very quickly. Refined sugars are absorbed into the bloodstream very quickly. The second meaning of absorb. Verb. If something absorbs light, heat, or another form of energy, it takes it in. Sample sentence. The dark material absorbs light and warms up. The dark material absorbs light and warms up. The third meaning of absorb. Verb. If a group is absorbed into a larger group, it becomes part of the larger group. Sample sentences. The Colonial Office was absorbed into the Foreign Office. The Colonial Office was absorbed into the Foreign Office. An economy capable of absorbing thousands of immigrants. An economy capable of absorbing thousands of immigrants. The fourth meaning of absorb. Verb. If something absorbs a force or shock, it reduces its effect. Sample sentence. Footwear which does not absorb the impact of the foot striking the ground. Footwear which does not absorb the impact of the foot striking the ground. The fifth meaning of absorb. Verb. If a system or society absorbs changes, effects, or costs, it is able to deal with them. If a system or society absorbs changes, effects, or costs, it is able to deal with them. Sample sentence. The banks would be forced to absorb large losses. The banks would be forced to absorb large losses. The sixth meaning of absorb. Verb. If something absorbs something valuable such as money, space, or time, it uses up a great deal of it. Sample sentence. It absorbed vast amounts of capital that could have been used for investment. It absorbed vast amounts of capital that could have been used for investment. The seventh meaning of absorb. Verb. If you absorb information, you learn and understand it. Sample sentence. Too often he only absorbs half the information in the manual. The eighth meaning, verb. If something absorbs you, it interests you a great deal and takes up all your attention and energy. Sample sentence. A second career which absorbed her more completely than her acting ever had. A second career which absorbed her more completely than her acting ever had. The next entry, absorbed. 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 Adjective. If you are absorbed in something or someone, you are very interested in them and they take up all your attention and energy. Sample sentence. They were completely absorbed in each other. The next entry, absorbent. 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 Adjective. Absorbent material soaks up liquid easily. Sample sentence. The towels are highly absorbent. The next entry, absorbing. 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 Adjective. An absorbing task or activity interests you a great deal and takes up all your attention and energy. Sample sentence. Two Sisters is an absorbing read. Two Sisters, a book, is an absorbing read. Is an absorbing book. The next entry, absorption. 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 The first meaning of absorption, uncountable noun. The absorption of a liquid, gas, or other substance is a process of it being soaked up or taken in. The absorption of a liquid, gas, or other substance is the process of it being soaked up or taken in. Sample sentence. Vitamin C increases the absorption of iron from food. The second meaning of absorption, uncountable noun. The absorption of a group into a larger group is the process of it becoming part of the larger group. Well, we're at page 6 now, but as the first as the definitions and sample sentences that appears on the top, on the first few lines of page 6 is preceding what's written at the end in page 5. So yes, as you can hear me, I am turning the page to page 6 just for the sake of finishing the last sentence in page 5. I need to do more work to express my ideas in authentic English, authentic and accurate English. So this is it for page 5. Have a great day.